When you give ChatGPT a clear prompt, it knows what you're asking for and can give you a relevant response. Plus, good prompts also make sure that ChatGPT stays away from saying anything inappropriate or off-topic. They can also make chatting more fun and interesting by sparking cool conversations. So, basically, good prompts keep the chat on track and make the whole experience better for everyone involved. In this lecture, you will be introduced to basic prompt crafting techniques. And later you will also learn some of the Markdown rules that you should use when crafting prompts. After learning about different components of prompts and the types of prompts, the next logical thing that you should learn is to craft effective prompts. Let's begin with the first topic. Here you will learn some rules of thumbs that you should follow when crafting a prompt. And we will see some examples as well. We will discuss about 3 rules of thumb using delimiters, including details and being specific. The first rule of thumb is that you should use delimiters to indicate different parts of a prompt. Delimiters are basically special characters or symbols that you use to clearly separate different parts of your input or text. By doing this, you're telling ChatGPT that each section should be treated differently, which can help it understand what you're asking for or talking about. For example, you want ChatGPT to complete few tasks in one go, and each task has some content to be used by ChatGPT. Then you can separate each content using triple quote. This way, ChatGPT knows where content is and where are the instructions. Delimiters are like signposts that help ChatGPT understand the different parts of your input. They make it easier for ChatGPT to process your request and give you the right kind of response. The second rule of thumb is that you should include details in your prompt to get more relevant answers. It ensures clarity by providing clear instructions or context, reducing ambiguity, and ensuring that ChatGPT understands the user's request accurately. It also enhances accuracy by offering specific information or examples for reference, helping ChatGPT generate more relevant responses. And detailed prompts encourage completeness, prompting ChatGPT to cover all aspects of the request comprehensively. Let's break down the idea of including details in your query to get more relevant answers. Imagine you're talking to ChatGPT and you want it to help you find a good movie to watch. If you just say, "What's a good movie?" ChatGPT might give you a random suggestion because it doesn't know what genre you're interested in or what mood you're in. But if you include details like, "I'm in the mood for a funny romantic comedy," ChatGPT can give you a much better recommendation because it knows exactly what you're looking for. Here's another example. Let's say you're asking for advice on fixing a problem with your computer. If you just say, "My computer isn't working," ChatGPT won't know where to start. But if you include details like, "My computer keeps showing a blue screen error when I try to start it," ChatGPT can give you more relevant advice because it knows what specific issue you're dealing with. So basically, by including details in your query, you're helping ChatGPT understand exactly what you need, which leads to more accurate and helpful responses. It's like giving ChatGPT a roadmap to follow so it can give you the best possible answer. The third rule of thumb is that you should be specific when getting prompts and remove needless words. Let's talk about being specific and omitting needless words to make your requests or questions clearer and more effective. When you're talking to ChatGPT, it's important to get straight to the point and avoid adding unnecessary words that don't add meaning to your sentence. For example, instead of saying, "Can you tell me about the weather outside right now?" you could simply say, "What's the current weather?" This way, you're being more direct and saving time by cutting out words that don't change the meaning of your question. Similarly, if you're asking for directions instead of saying, "Could you please tell me how to get to the nearest coffee shop from here?" you could say, "How do I get to the nearest coffee shop?" by removing unnecessary words like "please" and "from here." You're still polite, but making your question clearer and more concise. In essence, being specific and omitting needless words helps ChatGPT understand your request faster and more accurately, leading to quicker and more relevant responses. It's about getting straight to the point and making your communication with ChatGPT as efficient as possible. And these were the 3 rules of thumb that you should keep in mind when crafting prompt. Now, let's go ahead to understand how you can use Markdowns to enhance prompt clarity. Markdown makes prompts easier to understand for ChatGPT. Before we go ahead with using Markdown, let's get a brief overview of it. If you are already familiar with it, you can skip ahead a few seconds to start learning about enhancing prompts. Markdown is a simple way to format text on the web. It uses special characters to add styling to your text without needing to know complicated HTML codes. It's easy to learn and allows you to format text with different elements like headers, bold or italic text. It uses special characters to add styling to your text without needing to know complicated HTML codes. The example that you see here is written in raw Markdown format. The heading is indicated by a single hash, bold is indicated by asterisks, and underscores are for italics. And when you put this content into a Markdown viewer, it will look something like this. The hash will disappear and headings will appear. Wherever is the asterisk, the text will turn bold, and underscores will disappear, and the text will convert to italics. In the message box of ChatGPT, you cannot bold or highlight text to emphasize certain words. So you can use Markdown in your prompt to convey what words are of emphasis. And you can also use it to properly structure the whole prompt. There are 6 components of Markdown that we will look at right now, which you can use. They are headers, text emphasis, lists, links, code blocks, and block quotes. Let's look at each of these. Headers help organize your content and provide structure to your prompts. It helps break down the prompt into sections, making it easier for ChatGPT to identify the main topics and subtopics within the prompt. This organization provides ChatGPT with a clearer understanding of the overall context. Use the hash symbol for main headings and double hashes, triple hashes, etc. for subheadings. For example, hash introduction could be a main heading. Next is text emphasis. Markdown allows for text emphasis using bold or italic formatting. By highlighting important keywords or phrases, ChatGPT can better grasp the key points or intentions of the prompts. To make important text stand out, you can use Markdown to add emphasis. Use double asterisks for bold text and single underscore or asterisk for italic text. For instance, important will appear bold while note will appear italic. Next is lists. Lists created with Markdown improve the readability of prompts by structuring information into bullet points or numbered lists. This format makes it easier for ChatGPT to parse and comprehend the content. Use dashes or asterisks for unordered lists and numbers 1, 2, etc. for ordered lists. The 3 examples showed here are how you can format your prompt. Next is links or reference links. Including reference links in Markdown prompts provides additional context or resources related to the topic. ChatGPT can follow these links to gather more information, enhancing its understanding. Use square brackets for the text and parentheses for the URL. For instance, you can use the format as shown below to insert links. Now, next component is code blocks. Markdown code blocks are useful for conveying technical information or examples. By clearly delineating code snippets, ChatGPT can recognize and interpret code more accurately, allowing for more relevant and precise responses to technical queries. When including technical content in your prompts, such as code snippets, use triple backticks to start and end a code block. For inline code, use single backticks. And the last Markdown component that we will discuss is block quotes. Block quotes in Markdown can be used to attribute quotes or citations within the prompt. This helps ChatGPT distinguish between original content and quoted text, preventing confusion and ensuring that it responds appropriately to the prompt's content. Simply use the greater than symbol before the text you want to quote. This makes it clear that you're referencing external sources. And there you have it. By using Markdown to enhance your ChatGPT prompts, you can communicate more effectively and ensure that ChatGPT understands your intentions clearly. So go ahead, give it a try and see the difference it makes in your conversations with ChatGPT.